What is up, people of YouTube? F-Man Critic back, and, well, about an hour ago, I just reviewed the first two Ghostbusters movies. Now it's high time I talk about the 2016 remake. The Ghostbusters 2016, a movie that had a bunch of controversy, mostly about the whole gender swap situation. Yeah. I mean, gender swapping the Ghostbusters. I have no problem with that, obviously. Like, I got no problem with that. But there was like two sides that were a massive lose-lose when this movie came out. Like, if you loved it, you were portraying the original. If you didn't like it, you were a sexist pig. There was no winning. But here I'm gonna say is I liked it. I'm sorry if I might be portraying the original Ghostbusters, but I still love it. Listen, I'm not betraying the original Ghostbusters. Like, listen, I love for example, you all know I love Chucky, I love the original, and I love the 2019 remake, but just because I love the 2019 remake doesn't mean I'm betraying the original. The original's still there, and I'll still watch it. And as for the gender swap, I actually like the idea of female Ghostbusters. Hell, they did a little bit of that in the animated cartoon when Janine became a Ghostbuster. So, listen, what's this movie about outside of female Ghostbusters? Alright, well, the movie it basically starts off with a tour guy talking about a haunted mansion, and, well, after the tour, he gets, hurt. Well, he doesn't die. He comes back later in the movie completely unharmed. Anyway, one of the eventual Ghostbusters gets called in saying about the paranormal, about how the mansion is haunted. And the reason why he comes to her is because her and her friend made a book that's, they made a book, and they sold it without her permission. And, well, she goes to her friend, and Abby, I believe? Yes, it's Abby. And she's all like, take the book down. It's going to make me look like a crazy person. But this is our book. That was our baby. And you're practically abandoning that baby because you care more about your image rather than telling people about the paranormal. Anyway, they all go to the mansion together. And, they eventually find the ghost. And she gets dripped on with oozy ghost vomit. And then she's all like, I believe in ghosts. And, she gets fired from her job because her boss thinks she's a crazy person. And they all and like the original, they all get evicted from the place they were at. Anyway, the villain of this movie is actually just some dude. Like, he's just some dude who wants to, like, cause a ghost apocalypse by opening doorways to cross the lines of. The point is, if he opens these portals to cross this X thing, it's gonna cause a ghost apocalypse, Anyway, Patty, who eventually becomes one of the Ghostbusters, as she stumbles across because she wonders why the hell is the dude going on the track, and she stumbles across a blue electrical ghost, and while he's watching from a distance, He basically gives us a little monologue of why he's doing this. Apparently, he's been bullied all his life. He's been seen as an outcast. And that's why he wants to create this ghost apocalypse thing, apparently. Yeah, apparently he just doesn't like people. He prefers dead people instead. Anyway, the Ghostbusters, they try and find a new place. And
It's $21,000 a month. Fuck you. Excuse me.
About this movie that a lot of people we're debating on whether it's funny or not. A lot of I won't lie, some of the jokes in this movie do work, and some of the jokes don't work. But you know what? All movies can have this situation too. Sometimes there are some jokes where some movies work, and there are some jokes where in some movies where it doesn't work. And these jokes can work sometimes. Like, there are certain times where the movie is funny, and there are certain times where it's just a movie. Okay. And it's got nothing against the gender stuff. I can tell you that. It's nothing against that, okay? I will certainly say this movie, it does have its funny moments. And I don't think laughing at it betrays the original Ghostbusters even more, okay? Like, the original Ghostbusters was a comedy, but it also focused on an adventure of stopping ghosts, So, yeah, all I'm saying is, this movie did make me laugh, okay? and that doesn't mean I'm betrayed the original, alright? Anyway, they go to a Chinese restaurant where this Chinese dude is being a dick to them, and they hire their intern, who's supposed to be the Janine of the movie, but here's the thing. He's not called Janine, he's called Kevin, and he's a massive dummy, like, straight up the stupidest guy ever, like, there's a scene in the thing where he accidentally dongs on a bell, and then he covers his eyes instead of his ears, and it's like, he's honestly just a massive dummy, right? Like, he's basically this close to just chasing cars, really. Anyway, Patty comes to them, tells them the situation. They go confront it, and I won't lie, this scene also, once again, was pretty fun.
Stop painting.
I'm so sorry.
I don't like this on my wall.
You don't want it here anymore?
I don't want this ghost on my wall.
No ghost. Let me fix this then.
What?
No ghosts allowed.
You know what?
Right.
What? Get
Come on.
Plus, it's even when they got their Ghostbusters logo from, anyway. So they try using a proton-packed prototype to defeat this ghost, but it gets swept away onto a train, and Patty now joins them, and she lays on basically a bit of backstory about why she's a bit of a ghostbuster, or why she believes in the paranormal, you know? Apparently when she was young, her next door neighbor, an old lady, died, and every night she used to see the ghost of that old lady at the foot of her bed, and eventually her parents found out, took her to therapy. People at school found out, called her Ghost Girl. Now here's something there's something I will complain about, okay? This that scene does not go anywhere. Like, the other Ghostbusters, they didn't have any backstories of what they believed in the paranormal. They never was called Ghost Girl or Ghost Boy or whatever. They never got made fun of for believing in ghosts when they were children. They were just groups of scientists who just, who happened to, like, hunt down ghosts. They didn't have, like, any forms of backstory or reasons of why they did what they did, Like, this scene really went nowhere. We never see this ghost. All I'm saying is it kind of just comes out of nowhere. Like, I get it. It's a reason why she's friends with Abby, but still, it doesn't really get brought up later in the movie, Anyway, their videos that they've been making about hunting the ghost gets on the news, and, well, we get a buttload of cameos from the original cast outside of Harold Ramis, who died 2 years before this movie came out. Here's cameo number 1 from Bill Murray. I guess you could say he's like the Walter Pack of this movie, because, well, instead of being an environmentalist, instead he's just someone who doesn't believe in them. Tries to say the video's fake, I don't believe in them and all that, And why? I don't know. He's just kind of a douche to them, really. Anyway, they get their next job at a rock concert, and we get introduced basically to this Scooby-Doo type ghost, and well, they try hunting it down. I'm not gonna lie, this scene is pretty funny. Like, I love this scene where Patty tries to go in for a stage dive, and, well, let it speak for itself.
Okay, so I don't know if it was a race thing or a lady thing, but I'm mad as hell.
But wait, it actually continues, alright? You see, after when Patty gets up, the ghost, it goes on top of her, and she's all like, you know what, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, I'm going home, She's just completely chilled about, despite the fact she doesn't even know there's a freaking ghost on top of her. She's just basically just like, I'm out of here, like, I'm just gonna not upset the ghost. And the ghost is just chilling on here, being all like, yeah, I'm hitching a ride, just like, he's just chilling on there, and I think it's kind of funny. Anyway, they catch him and Bill Murray's character, he comes in basically and gives us, and basically does his cameo role while at the same time doing his whole character shtick.
Let's start light and easy. Why are you pretending to catch ghosts?
Anyway, he teases at them, basically, saying, you got nothing in there, I don't believe in you, but she opens up the trap, and, basically, he ends up getting killed. Oh boy. Anyway, they're taken to the mayor's office, and they know about ghosts, but here's the thing, they don't want people to know. They're gonna make the whole thing that happened at that concert look like a publicity stunt. They did it, Because apparently there's so much that the human mind can hold, and like it's a pretty weak reason of why they don't want to show people about the existence of the afterlife. Like, it's kind of weird and bizarre. Like why would you not let people know this, even if there's so much that the human mind can hold? That'd be like forcing doctors to like do better at their jobs when they're saving people's lives in surgeries or something like that. I don't freaking know. The point is, like, their whole reason why they want to make them not look like real Ghostbusters, it's just, Anyway, they test out more equipment, and then they piece together for about all the ghosts that have been popping up. Apparently, like, there's like an X that's happening that each ghost gets released from, and it causes like a thing that will merge the two worlds or something, that will cause a giant portal that'll let all the ghosts and turn New York City into their playground. Anyway, they go to the hotel where we get introduced to another cameo from the original cast.
Terribly sorry that you have a draft in your room. Why don't you hold while I connect you to someone who might care?
Anyway, and they go downstairs, they confront Ronan, and, they basically try and tell him why they shouldn't do this, like, how there is good things to appreciate life, but he doesn't do it. He just all like, I'm gonna do it either way. But then he unalives himself, and they're like, Jesus Christ, why would he go this route? Oh, apparently he's actually a fan of their book, turns out. Anyway, but then the ghost thing, it goes off, and meaning that killing himself was part of his plan. Anyway, and here's a scene I never understood. We see her at a hotel in a robe, and I'm like, why is she there? Like, we never see her go to this hotel and put on a robe and read Ronan's book. Anyway, she looks at Ronan's drawings, and turns out he's quite the artist, and, well, his ghost possesses Abby, and, he tries to kill them, and, he gets out of her body. That came out wrong, and he possesses Kevin, and then she goes and tries and warns the mayor, tells her not to be like the mayor from Jaws, and he's all like, do never compare me to the mayor of Jaws. Well, we should, considering the fact of what you actually are doing, so, yeah. As much as you don't want to be, you are practically the mayor from Jaws. Anyway, she looks like a crazy person, and possessed Kevin, he turns on the machine, and all the Ghostbusters go and do it, and we get another cameo from another original voice, this time by Dan Aykroyd.
Those are actual ghosts flying around.
And a class 5 floating vapors, nothing to worry about.
No, it's important. Don't you see what's happening?
Look, I don't go to Chinatown, I don't drive wackos, and I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You gotta love those cameo appearances. Although they may look rushed, and although it's basically just making the movie appeal to the fans and all that, but still, it just basically shows that the people who made this movie did some ways care about Ghostbusters, I mean, if the original cast did show up to do cameo appearances, it shows that they gave their blessing. Hell, if Harold Ramis was still alive to do the cameo, I'm sure he would have done it. He wouldn't mind at all. Well, showing that the original cast did show their blessings to this movie. Okay? And I think that's pretty cool of them, Anyway, Kevin basically controls everyone like puppets, while the Ghostbusters, they hunt the ghosts, and instead of just using proton packs, we get this kick-ass scene where they're all fighting ghosts with proton pack-based weapons. It's pretty badass, actually. Like, listen, as cool as the original were, still, all they do is point a stick. I mean, it's cool, yes, but these guys, they're punching ghosts, they're shredding them, they're sending them back to hell. It's awesome, Anyway, and speaking of female characters, where's Slimer? Well, it turns out there's two versions of Slimer, male Slimer and a female Slimer. Well, I guess they couldn't, whatever. It's cool that Slimer, even with two versions, one male and one female, that's still pretty cool. Oh, anyway, they confront Ronan, who takes the form of their ghost logo, and then eventually something scary, and he tries to kill them, but they shoot him in the dick and send him back to the portal. Well, anyway, he grabs Abby, she goes and gets them, and they come out of the portal with white hair, which I never understood why their hair turns white. Whatever, the world does turn back to normal, and and, you know, they dyed their hair to different colors, and, you know, they get the firehouse as well, and we get another cameo appearance from the dude who played Winston as Patty's uncle.
Where is it? What are you talking about? I told you what happened. Where's the car?
And not just that, but we also got a cameo appearance from Sigourney Weaver, so that's cool too.
This is reckless, Julian. You are breeding fissile plutonium with insufficient criticality moderation. All someone has to do is sneeze too hard and everyone in this building is going to disintegrate.
Fortunately, her cameo appearance shows up in the credits, so... Still, either way, and that was Ghostbusters 2016. Now, again, loving it doesn't mean I'm betraying the original. I still love the original Ghostbusters, and loving this one is still cool. And having female Ghostbusters was actually pretty cool, actually. Sure, there are some ups and downs in this movie, but hey, the original also did. More specifically, the sequel. The sequel had its ups and downs, most of it. Okay, but it was still fun, still awesome. And I'm glad that, you know, plus it could be taken like a separate universe sort of thing, you know what I mean? Like an alternate universe. That's what I like to believe this movie is, you know, an alternate universe to the Ghostbusters. And I think that's pretty cool. Well, so I recommend Ghostbusters 2016. And, you know, this is the F-Man Critic telling you to like, subscribe, hit notification. I'll see you guys next time. See ya!